Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to take a look at a game that I consider one of the best I've ever played. I got an opportunity to play this game and it really knocked my socks off, and that is Index Card RPG. I've got a couple different versions of it. I got it when it was first coming out. I actually got a hardcover copy of it. This is a very early version. This is my PDF version that I got and that I printed out. And now I've got the deluxe edition. And I got this. I'll show you why. It's packed full of goodies. So as usual, I'll just go over the books here and then I'll roll up a character. And this is the very first one that I got. It was a POD, I believe. And it's probably the least, like it was in the actual very beginning of the game when he started making. Now this game is made by Ruinhammer Games, which is made by a YouTuber named Hankrin. I recommend checking out his YouTube channel. It's really good. I recommend checking out this game too. You can see the URL right there, ruinhammergames.com. You can find a link to his website and stuff on there. But anyway, this was the first one that I got. And this is probably the best one, actually. It's printed on the best paper. Now, then I got the update, and it was in a PDF format. And so I sort of printed this out myself, a homemade version. Got it done up at Staples. And this is the one that I played. I absolutely love this game. And the reason I love this game, I had so much fun with it, was that it was very simple to learn, very simple to teach. And this game might be too simple for some people, but for me it was just right. And of course I absolutely love the art. The creator of the game, Hankrin, is a hell of an artist. He's got this cartoony style that is just, I absolutely love it. But anyway, it allowed me, when I'm playing the game, I can just make monsters up on the fly. That's how simple this game is, and I really, really like that about it. It's incredibly easy to modify, to make new characters, make new races, make new monsters, all that kind of stuff. The spells are incredibly simple. Where do I have an example of spells here? Well, we'll get to that in a bit, I guess. Where are we? Loot tables. Anyway, the spells are incredibly simple. And, the whole thing, the whole game is like that. Now, some things have changed, I've noticed, since this version of the game and this latest version that I've just picked up. Not a lot of things, but one of the things I noticed right off the hop was that in dying, instead of rolling a 6-sided die for how many rounds before you die, now you get a 4-sided die. And then it uses something really interesting, which I like. It's called the miracle, the miracle roll. So you've got 4, if you roll a 4, then you get 4 chances of a miracle. So that's 4 rolls. If you roll a 20, somehow you miraculously survive. Other than that, this is if you get 0 hit points. Other than that, you bleed out and you're dead. And so you still can crawl while you're dying, but that's about it. I really like that. Kind of a macabre kind of a way of looking at the system. It's great. So I'm just going to go through it quickly. Unfortunately, this book is not the best for displaying in a video, but I'll do my best. And we'll roll up a character here. So one thing just before I start that I should mention is that this game, in my opinion, is sort of the best version of this one. This game, the principles in this game, I'm sure that they're based on this. Hankrin's got this style of play, this simple, keep it simple, stupid sort of version of how to play games, which is just incredibly infectious. It's a great way to do it. It's a great way to handle it. And the first time I ever ran into that was within this. But this game is, I don't know, it's a good game. I like it, and I've done a video on it. But compared to this, he's sort of, I think, I speculate. I don't know for sure, but my suspicion is he sort of took this and applied it to the D20 world and just did an absolute amazing job, knocked it out of the park. And as I said in my video about this game, this is the best advice book I've ever read for playing RPG games. And there's no doubt about it that the same advice is all through this book as well. So I just thought I would start off with that. So I've got this character sheet. I downloaded it off the internets. One of the fun things about this rolling up a character is that you don't actually roll, which is a thing that I find very interesting. I've already decided I'm just going to play in the world of, what does he call it now? He calls his worlds, he's got all his different worlds. Magic, the Big Five, Elfheim, he calls it. So that's one of the reasons I picked up this book, is that it's got this section in the back now for worlds, which is just great. You've got, and he goes into different details. He's got little maps of it. Of course, in his way, it's all very simple. He just goes to the key points that are going to be the most interesting and the most fun. And then, so he's got 5 different worlds that you can play in. And they're neat. They're superheroes, science fiction, fantasy world. So that was a big selling point for me on this book. And another big selling point on this book for me was, believe it or not, it's not a very big section, but this guy makes incredible tables. And so he's got in the back, just sort of as a resource, he's got these great tables for all his different worlds. And, different loots, different levels of loot, epic loot, bizarre loot. So the guy, he's got quite the imagination. And so that's one thing that I really wanted this book for, too. And, yeah, it doesn't have a very big monster section. And I think some people might be sort of put off by that a little bit if they don't understand just how easy it is to make monsters in this game. Look at that art. Isn't that great? I love his drawings. It's got all kinds of cool drawings in this. That's this book. This book, just for the artwork alone, every page has art on it. Every single page. Okay, not every single page, but almost every single page has art on it. So that's something I really appreciate about this game, too. It's got a great DM's guide, and as I say, it's full of great advice. I highly recommend reading it. Story architecture, that kind of thing. Great book. So, all that being said, if I haven't sold you on it yet, I don't mean to sound like a salesman. I really like this game. This is a great game. So, here we go. So, basically, he uses this movement system. I've seen it other places too. You've got different actions. So you can make an action. You can move close to somebody and make an action, or you can take a whole action to just move far. So if you're going to charge an enemy that's really far away, you wouldn't actually get to attack that enemy. The checks use the bonuses. Now he uses the check at 11, so you get your bonuses for your stats, and then you would add that, and if you beat 11, then you're successful. And then what he advocates for, and I used it in the game, and it works. And that's just to have a difficulty level for the different rooms and just keep it uniform. So this room's difficulty 14. This room's difficulty is 15. I don't really need to do that. I can have different difficulties for different things. And so he's got a way of adjusting it. So if you've got a room with a 14 difficulty, but something's a little more difficult, then you could add up to +3 to that. Or if it's easier, you could take away 3 points from that. 1 to 3 points, right? So if you've got a room of 14, let's say you want this to be a little bit easier, well, this is going to be difficulty 12. Right? So say you've already tried. An example he uses is, say you've already tried to knock down a door. Well, on your next attempt, it should be a little bit easier, right? Another really cool part about this game that I like is the idea of effort roll. And he's got, where is it here? If I can find it quickly, I will show you the... Oh, no, I already missed it. Where is it? Okay, anyway, all the different dice represent different levels of effort. And so, like, with weapons, you roll a 6-sided die. With magic and stuff, you roll an 8-sided... Or, sorry, guns and stuff, you roll an 8-sided die. With magic, you get to use a 10-sided die. And all depends on your effort, right? It's to allow you to beat down the hit points of a target. So let's say you are going to try and break down a door with your fists. You would add your strength bonus to a die roll, and you do a d6 damage. And say the door itself has like 10 points. You'd be putting 10 points of effort into breaking down the door. It's sort of like saying, you know, it's taking the damage from D20 games or D&D. It's taking the idea of damage and applying it basically to everything. So if you have to pick a lock, you'd say, okay, the lock has, say, 20. It's going to require 20 effort. So that way, the picking the lock and opening the lock up will require rolls, and it will require a number of rounds to defeat the lock, as opposed to just making a roll and it's instantly done. I absolutely love that mechanic. I think that is brilliant. That is a great system. Yeah, here's the movement and distance. He measures everything as close, near, and far. And that's it. That's as difficult as it gets. So really simplifies things. So one of the things I should just quickly mention, the reason it's called index card is because he has index cards, and instead of using a map and stuff, you can just use these index cards, and you can just lay them out. So here's a monster, this is a door, this is that. And then you just have basically an idea of how far away everything is, and you can run your encounter like that. I didn't do that. I used maps that I made myself and some minis that I had made myself because I had made customized monsters. And so I didn't use index cards, but I can see that that would really work, although I can't advocate for it because I've never actually tried it. But it looks good. It looks really good. So this is just an overview of the character sheet. As I said, you don't actually roll. So with the core, all right. So we'll just start here at step 1 here. So you have to have a character concept, a story, right? Write a 1-line story. Choose your life. I already decided I'm going to be a fighter, just because that's why not. And yeah, that's another thing about this game. I don't know if I was clear enough about it or not, but there is a fantasy version and a science fiction version when it first came out. Now he's added a bunch of different worlds. So you can play sci-fi, you can play fantasy, you can play basically whatever you want, and then you could make up your own world too if you want. Choose your type, choose your life form. All right, so I am going to be, my life form is going to be, I'm going to use pen again because it's easier to see. And I found my good pen, and so I don't have to use a Bic this time. Human. And my type, what is the type? Let me just look up. I have to choose that now, and so that means I have to go over here. Hunter, warrior. All right, I'm just going to be a warrior. Nah, I'm going to be a hunter. Let's change it up a bit. Okay, so a hunter needs... Doesn't say a hunter needs anything. All right. You would think that a hunter would need something. Quick draw. Oh, this guy's got a gun. All right. Good. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. This is going to be using a lot of dexterity and whatever, so I should probably make that fairly high. All right, so I'm going to be a human hunter. My name will be Blorkyak. There we go. I have to kind of write this at a funny angle, so. The world, yeah, just default world. Oh, my story. Let's see here. Grew up in garbage town. Vowed to never go back. Very hard for me to write here. That's why my writing looks like that anyway. I don't know why I put a dot on up. All right. So basically what happens is the core stats, I get 6 points, and I just have to distribute the 6 points. So seeing as I am going to be a hunter, not that I really know what that is, I'm going to put 3 of my points on dexterity. I'm going to put 1 on constitution. I don't know. Put +1 on strength. And that would leave me with another +1. Let's put that on charisma. There we go. All right. So hopefully I didn't make any mistakes there for a hunter. So now you boost your effort. So I get 4 points to spend on effort to boost effort. So I'm thinking this guy's got guns, right? If I read that correctly. So I'm gonna put a +2 on guns. I'm going to put +1 here and a +1 basic. There we go. So those will be my bonuses for effort. And as you can see, these are the dice. Basic is a D4, weapons and tools is a D6. So that'd be any hand weapons, daggers, whatever. Guns, D8, D8. Magic and energy, D10. And ultimate is a D12. So that's kind of fun. So one of the things that I think is interesting is that he uses hearts instead of an actual number. So he doesn't, if you have 20 hit points, you just write that down as 2 hearts. That part I don't like that much. It's like a video game that way. I'm sure lots of people like it. I'm not a big fan. I like having a number, then I can just see it and I know instantly instead of having 10, 20, 30. Use my fingers. That kind of thing. Okay, hero coin, dying mastery. All right, so believe it or not, we're almost done here. Record abilities. So now I have to look up my type. So we're not playing supers. You can play a super, and you can end up with super abilities, which is kind of neat. So here we go. So this is pretty easy. I just looked it up. I didn't actually have to read it. But starting ability. So I get 1 ability. So here's my abilities. What am I going to pick? I'm going to pick... on a ranged attack, roll a modified 15 plus, fire again. Ooh, I like that. All right, so I'm going to do quick draw. That sounds good. Quick draw. Starting loot, I get to choose 1. A crystal scope, attach glass, can you see that all right? Attach this glass contraption to any one ranged weapon. Never roll hard to hit with that weapon. Arcane cartridge, and our enchanted steel sleeve embeds your ammunition with a spark of magic. Your shots inflict energy damage. That one. Okay, so number 2, we'll go with arcane cartridge. And I circled that heart because that just means I start with 10 hit points, which I believe I do. I maybe have 11, not sure. Hero coin, I think I start with 1. And let's go back here. Record abilities, choose powers, record augments, get loot. So the getting loot, take 1 starting loot from your type and 4 basic from your world. So my type, I am a hunter again. So let's go back to the hunter. So, and I get 1 starting loot from your type. Starting loot, crystals. Oh, okay, so I already got that. Oh, so I put that under abilities. Oops. That is under... Wouldn't that be under loot? Yeah, so not that. I don't have that yet. So, arcane cartridge. I hope I start with a gun. Doesn't say I do, though. That'd be kind of funny. So the mastery, I'll show you this part. this is kind of neat. The mastery down here. As you play and you roll natural 20s, you mark off down here. And when you get to the end and you fill this all up, then you get to pick a mastery. And that's sort of the version of leveling up. So this game doesn't really have levels, which I think is really neat too. And then the milestones, you can choose one milestone to start. Or no, you choose one when the DM awards it to you. So these are awarded to you for accomplishing things, I suppose. And then you can choose one when you level up, is the idea. So you've got milestones, and then you've got masteries. And the milestones are awarded by the GM, sorry. And the masteries are earned by rolling 20-sided dice and getting a natural 20, which is always a success, right? It's sort of your way of getting really good at it. I like how this is parsed out. It's going to take quite a while to get masteries, so they're quite neat. And with the masteries, you also get the gear. If you have any gear with it, you'll also get that gear with it. So, so then I get to choose loot. So this is the basic loot. Is there a gun in here? I get to pick a number of healer's flame mix. I don't see a gun either. Wow. I think the first thing this guy's going to need to do is get a gun. He's got the arcane cartridge. I can't imagine guns are easy to get. It shows the guy with the gun. Huh. Maybe I do get a gun. Maybe I'm just... trap launcher. That's what he has. He has a trap launcher. So I picked an arcane cartridge, which is a mistake maybe, because now I can't shoot anything. I've got a bonus with guns, but I don't have a gun. So this guy, this guy's gonna need a gun. This guy's gonna need a gun pretty badly. All right, let's go back to the hunter here. There he is. And starting loot 1, where does it? All right, so we'll go back over to here. It says the amount of loot. Get loot. Any 4 basic loot. All right. So basically, I played this some time ago. So so basically, what am I going to pick? I get to pick 4. So I will take I don't see why this guy couldn't wear heavy plate and chain. So let's pick heavy plate plus chain. Why not? How about traveler's garb? I know most people think that you should be able to just wander around your heavy plate and chain absolutely everywhere. I think you should have to put it on when you're getting ready to adventure, go into something or fight, and just not wander around with it everywhere. Way too uncomfortable. Let's see. Exotic weaponry. Strange unusual weapon from far away. Includes whips, nunchucks, segments, staffs, sword rings. Work with your GM. Alright, well, since I'm the GM, I'm going to ask, can I have a gun of some kind? Doesn't have to be a good one. Sure, why not? I'm the GM, so I got myself a gun. So let's see, from far away, including chain, whips, nunchucks, segments, staff, sword. Okay, so as a GM, I'm going to say, yeah, okay, you've got a gun, but it takes at least 1 round to load. Okay, so it's 1 shot at a time. 1 shot at a time. Takes 1 round to reload. That way this guy's not completely useless, but I don't want to rip off the other characters. Nobody else in this game would be able to be using the 10-sided die with a +2 with a gun. So this guy, he can only shoot once, and he has to reload it, gets to shoot again. Does get to use the arcane cartridge, so that's pretty good. But yeah, so believe it or not, that's it. The character's done. And yeah, as far as I know anyway. My defense, I mean, that's, what, 11 plus... I can figure out my defense here. Where is the player's loot again? Heavy plate armor, plus 4 defense, dex rolls, always hard. Ow! That might be a mistake. That is a mistake. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of that, because that's not good. Because my dex roll, that's going to be what I'm shooting with, right? So, and doing stuff like that. So, I've already got the Traveler's Garb. Maybe I'll just leave that. And, go with a bow and quiver. So, there's my backup. So, Traveler's Garb. Actually, I don't even need... I don't think I can give Mixed Armor Garb. Alright, I'm going to go with Mixed Armored Guard. So, not Traveler's Garb. Mixed Armor. O-R, okay. I usually spell it U-R, and then I get in trouble with spell check. I've just always spelled it O-U-R. Canadian, eh? So, yeah, so that's it. So this will give me a +2 to defense. I believe my defense is... let's see here. It says here, what does it say? It says 10 plus defense equals enemy to roll. 10 plus, okay. So 10 plus defense. So my defense is 2. I don't know if I get to add my dex to it. I don't know. Doesn't say so on there. So we'll just go with 12. 12's good enough anyway. So I think my enemies need a 12 or better to hit me. Iron Hero Coin. I think I start with 1. You don't really want to pen that one in because it'll change. Yeah, there we go. That's the character. I mean, it's really, really that simple. And that's my review of Index Card RPG. I think it's a great game. If you don't mind super simple and you like to modify the hell out of games like I do. One thing interesting about it is Creative Commons, which, you know, I mean, it would sort of have to be. Obviously, I'm pretty sure you can't use their world, you know, his worlds and stuff like that, or his art or anything. But the rules themselves made it Creative Commons. But I don't see anything in here that could be covered by copyright anyway, so... But it's nice, anyway, that it is Creative Commons. It states right in there that it is Creative Commons, share alike, even for commercial, because it's the 4.0, which means even for commercial use. So, yeah, I kind of wish I had read that before. Maybe my monster manual would have been made more for this, but doesn't. There you go. And there's an update on my zine. I am almost halfway, so I've almost got 20 monsters. I'm going to be, as soon as I finish this video, I'm going to be working on new monsters. There should be one on the screen right now showing you the latest one that I just did. I'm doing screenshots of them, kind of fuzzy, whatever. I don't want AI being able to pick up my stuff. That's one of the reasons that I don't really post a lot on Instagram anymore, or Twitter and those kind of places, the actual artwork, because now I know AI is just soaking it all up and basically stealing my, you know, the way that I draw, the way everybody draws, the way other people draw. I honestly don't appreciate that in the least. You know, it took me a long time to learn how to draw the way that I draw. I've been doing it my whole life, and then just for some computer algorithm to pick it up, or somebody to just scan it in and use it all like that, is really disheartening. It's quite upsetting. I understand AI art's fantastic, and I like it. I like it a lot. It democratizes sort of art and that kind of thing. But the part about it that does bug me is my art getting used that way, or if it could get used, or if it has been used that way. I don't, to my knowledge, it hasn't been yet, but I took all my stuff down off of Instagram, but I am starting to post again. I've learned a little bit about how to protect my stuff, and that's one way I can protect it, is to not actually put up whole pictures, but just like shots of it at weird angles, and maybe a little bit fuzzed out in places and whatever. Yeah, so that, and that's it. Thanks for watching, and please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you next time. All right, take care. Bye.